talk about why would you be on a channel called Saggy Melons? That's embarrassing for you. How I can't believe you did that.
Itchy Balls was booked.
Old man cringe community. I'd like to officially go on record as saying that the Intellivision Amico does not have laggy melons.
Give me my play date. On my frustration, I want to crank one out.
I usually do that in the shower.
This is not family friendly. I'm out.
Couchless, familyless people don't understand it's time when you're a busy person. You care about family.
There's people that will
You
think
have
this
less
is
time.
Couchless family, homeless people.
just put Nick full screen while he's eating, and we can all enjoy.
Why are you hurting me, Retro Ball? Why would you ruin my childhood?
Look, I
Why
will
would you do
punch
that?
that little kid in the stomach, right?
I'm the alpha Mike on the show tonight. This is what Amico After Dark does to you. Ooh, yeah.
Anything could happen in After Dark, right?
Welcome to Amico After Dark.
Oh, finally.
You know, I don't know if I should find it
right.
insulting or funny. If you don't have me say a word in the intro, I just eat.
Dude,
Hey, I don't say a word in the
Nick,
intro,
Nick.
so
That was fantastic,
He
by
cut
the
me
way.
out of 3/4 of the intro, so don't feel bad.
Oh, you're
I
the
had to
alpha
update.
Mike. What are you talking
Yeah, the
about?
Alpha Mike. We have got a
Maybe
crazy
next time, Nick.
show. We have got a crazy show for everyone. We've got a new guest. Captain Carl is in the house. Captain Bro is in the house. So thanks for being here, Carl.
no
we are
problem at
going
all.
to be we're going to be talking some big updates today. Intellivision and Tommy dropped 2 big updates on us today. They acquired a new licensing agreement and they had a new hire. So we're pretty much going to be going all Amico tonight. I got Mike Garvey in the house, DJ C Game Studios, Captain Carl, Mike Mullet, Saggy Melons, Retro Advisory Board, and Geeks with Cash. And then Tommy will be joining us about an hour in. So we're going to make everybody wait. And then he's bringing someone with him.
He owes my wife an apology, by the way.
I'll let you guys work that out.
Tommy promised me that CEO vice position, and then when I saw the announcement today, I was absolutely heartbroken. I'm very angry. I can't wait for him to come here to answer for why he did that to me.
Wow.
It's supposed to be Saggy Melons as CEO vice VP. Like, come on now.
That's CEO what?
Vice VP. I had a whole new title
Vice
and everything.
VP?
Vice VP. I was the vice and the VP. I was everything. That's what was my new title. And he just said no. And he gave it to some guy. I don't even
You know why?
know.
You know why?
Tell
Because
him.
you gave him
Tell her.
because you gave him a hard time about the Girl Scouts last week. That's why.
That's what it was.
Yep, you ruined it. You ruined it.
Whatever.
Yeah,
He
now I
can-
want-
he
now
can
I want-
cancel
It was so embarrassing. I didn't even show up for that.
And you didn't
shit.
even send him cookies. I would love some
Yeah.
cookies.
Whatever.
Yeah, did you ever get the cookies? I feel like that's breach of contract. You may have grounds.
You gotta send him cookies if you're talking about the Girl Scouts. I mean, duh.
He was supposed
he
to
said
send
he was
me
gonna
cookies.
Cookies. Like
Yeah, he
vegan
just sent me
snickerdoodles.
vegan
Oh,
cookies. I didn't
okay.
receive the
Vegan.
cookies.
That's
You
disgusting.
don't eat
I'm
vegan.
sorry.
You don't
Yeah.
eat vegan cookies.
I
Vegan
don't.
cookies are
Let's
good.
eat
Why?
vegan cookies.
Well,
Hey.
Oreos are vegan. So for those that don't know, so everyone's going to learn something today. Oreos are actually vegan. There's no animal products in Oreos. And
I'm not real huge on
Really?
Oreos.
That's
though,
cool.
so,
They're
I
also
mean,
delicious.
Oreos aren't my favorite, so you can have
we have a busy chat already. I mentioned Tommy Tallarico or anything, or
They
Mr.
all
Yes,
come
and we're
running.
Like, just
They all come running.
yeah. So we got CM Retro. We got a lot of the Bro Force in the house. I saw who am I seeing already, man? Sega Snob, aka Alpha. We know who you are, Alpha Nerd.
George Games is here.
George Games is here.
Yeah.
He's my man.
legit,
Yeah.
it freaked me out when
You
he
better
changed his
hope
name. I'm
man.
like,
Rally
wait, who's
Gamer.
Sega Snob and when did I sub?
And for those for those
better
that
hope
are
that-
channel members,
Ooh,
we have a new
nice.
emoji.
Nice, Mike.
So we've got a nice new
Cheers.
Amico
Yes.
emoji. Not the. I had to be different, right? I didn't want to copy Mike and use the GTO red.
The
so
GTO red.
I went
You know
Galaxy
what?
Purple.
As much as you love the GTO red, I'll tell you what. I will trade you if you want. I know you love that
How about
GTO
it?
red.
How about
we
a
gonna trade
GTO
ones?
red?
We can
running
trade.
Man?
I'll-
I mean,
I'll do the purple if you really want the GTO red. I'll take the purple.
Hey,
I'm gonna stick with purple.
So,
Ray,
pre-ordered the
all right.
purple Amico. So
You ordered
I
yours from
love
GameStop,
Galaxy
then, Carl.
Purple.
Yeah, you
the
ordered the
purple
Galaxy
is nice.
Purple, didn't you, Carl?
Yeah, I ordered the Galaxy Purple.
Yeah.
I wanted
yeah.
the
All
Galaxy
day.
Purple, but I think a lot of people. I want a freaking like fancy color. I want Tommy to make a special like camo style Amico. Just
Camo would be cool.
Camo would be cool.
I got a wood grain and a black one because the black one looks like Tron to me, so I had to definitely get that one along with
Yeah,
the
the
wood
black
grain.
one is kind of tempting because it's got that kind of blue tint to it, so it looks like Tron Legacy and stuff.
Yeah.
Most of my consoles are black, so black's the way to go. So
yeah,
Miko color hair. Yes, I'm gonna get the Miko that matches my hair.
I'm waiting for steampunk pink.
Let's see here.
Hold out.
Steampunk.
Let me turn my phone around. I'll show you something interesting.
Oh,
What do you think of that?
You need to.
Well, let's call showing us. Hold on.
Yeah. All right.
Let
me see it here.
Go show it again. Show it again.
Oh, ouch!
Oh my god!
Here you go.
The lava lamp.
Oh, that's a lava lamp you were talking about. Yeah, I remember you mentioning that.
Nice.
Oh,
yeah.
What if Amico had something like that inside, like a shell within a shell?
An Amico within an Amico.
Yeah, so you could
Amico
look
with
at it and it was like
that's like a chalupa.
Yeah, chalupa.
It's like a calzone.
Anytime you're gonna make
that too.
Oh, switch light though.
Yeah,
oh, yeah.
that is cool looking, right?
GameCube purple.
It is cool looking.
Yeah.
I still don't want to switch light, but that's tempting.
Alrighty, so let's get into this first topic, right?
All right.
Topic one.
I like it.
Jazz hands.
It's different.
Jazz hands, everyone.
I can't.
Jazz hands.
I can't. I got to give you something else.
Topic one.
Somebody on this panel pulled this too, and I can't remember who it was. It was Rab. I knew it. I knew it because I remember somebody saying it's probably going to be Globetrotters, and I'm like, that would be cool.
Check it out. So this is what I made. This is what I made for everybody in honor because Tommy said I talked to Tommy actually about this back in December, and he had mentioned on a private call with him they were talking to the Globetrotters because I told him I said Tommy I want to see like an NBA Jam game for the Amico. It would be perfect. 4 players, and he's like, "We got something in the works." Yeah, we got something in the works. This is what we're working with.
Can you play?
He's like, "Don't
general?
say anything." But here we go.
Oh my! He's on fire!
That's what I want to see. That's
going to be awesome.
Right?
That's going to be absolutely awesome, man.
Definitely.
That was the
That'd be
Genesis
kind of
version,
cool.
right?
I don't play.
Of course it was.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, that music.
I don't play
Sounded like
basketball games myself, but I'd love to see that. That'd be wicked.
I don't play sports games, but I did play them more on the older consoles than I do the newer ones.
Yeah.
And I think
But
that's
new
what
stuff's
might start bringing people into sports games is the fact that these are going to be simpler and more approachable. I mean, a modern sports game has like so many plays and options and things that you got to go
And so
through.
many simulations.
You're new to it. You're kind of like, what the hell am I doing?
Right. It's too complicated. It's the old stuff was so much simpler, so much fun, and just pick up and play. That's the way to go.
Yep.
And I didn't ever really play too many basketball games, but when NBA Jam came out, that was awesome. I had a great time playing that.
That was
the
one
arcade.
yeah.
Like, that was one I played. I was like, oh my god, this is so amazing. You know,
Sports
I
games
get my family
these
involved
days.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The only
sports
thing
games these days are like simulations on top of simulations on top of simulations built around paywalls.
Yeah.
The only thing
Well, the
that came
simulation
close-
part, I see why a lot of people like that. I mean, that's kind of their jam, but a lot of people kind of started fading away from it. Well, particularly with the online portion of it because it's so highly monetized.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a big big turnoff to a lot of people.
The only game that came close to NBA Jam was NBA Street. That was the only thing that came close to it. I haven't seen anything really come to that. Well, there was an And One game too, but it wasn't quite like NBA Jam. But this
hey,
game,
Retrobro, didn't Retrobro mention some kind of NBA Jam college game?
Yeah, it's College Slam. Mike, what were you saying?
Yeah. No, I was just saying we haven't seen a game like this in a while, and if no one else is going to make it, why not the Amico?
Yeah, absolutely.
That'd be a great idea.
Wouldn't that be why not something?
And you got the 4 players built in. I mean, you don't need extra controllers. You can get your phones. This was a huge acquisition, I think. I mean, a lot of people don't really think too much about the Globetrotters these days. I think I'm more excited about the potential for the game than I am the actual license. You know what I mean? So it'll be really neat. Think of all they can do, like with the different tricks and jokes and different things they can do.
Yeah.
So it's going to work both ways, because if you think about it, kids are going to get the Amico. They're going to play this game. They're going to want to see the Globetrotters in person, and they're going to go see them. I saw them once, and they're fun. It's really fun to see them.
Yeah, I think I've only been ever seen them like one time, and then I never saw them come to town again.
Yeah,
that would be wicked. I've always been an interest in the Globetrotters, even when I was really, really small.
Now, who do they always play? Is it like the Generals?
The Washington Generals.
Yeah, I'm going to be
that's
them.
what it was.
I'm going to be them.
I never remember that.
I'm going
to
scores. Our win-loss ratio is going to be totally slanted.
You know, they could actually have some fun with that. They could do a lot of Intellivision themed teams for them to piggyback and stuff like that, because you don't have like an official license or anything like that. So you could have all sorts of Cloudy Mountain whatever, or night soccer this, and have all sorts of themed teams and stuff.
Cool.
That could be kind of cool.
The Buzz Bombers around the court.
Yeah.
Hey, has anyone here seen the Globetrotters cartoons, the old ones?
Oh yeah.
No, I
like them to bring a lot of that.
And the Scooby-Doo.
Scooby-Doo.
Yeah.
I mean, what I'm saying is I like to see them bring a lot of that stuff that were in those old cartoons into the game.
Yeah.
That'd be interesting.
And it's definitely open for that.
I'd like to see some of the greats. I'd like to see the Mellowlark Lemons, and I'd like to see them in the game. As well.
You gotta have Globetrotters. You can't have Globetrotters without Meadowlark Lemon.
Do they have one honorary person that wasn't in the original, but it was in
have Rab in there.
A cartoon? I am Ethan
That'd be kind of
Bubblegum
cool.
Tate. Do you guys remember Futurama?
Put Rab in there as like a special playable character. Rab is a Globetrotter. I want to see it now.
That'd be wicked.
I want to see.
He'll be on the Washington Generals team.
Retro Bro, Rab, everybody here is unlockable playable characters, like a little Easter egg.
YouTubers.
You can have a whole team of the YouTubers versus the Globetrotters. You can play as the YouTubers. That'd be so cool.
He's not going to do that.
Welcome to the Space Jam.
Listen, he get ideas. Okay, you never know.
He's just going to push her way into some game.
We're pushing. We're all going to be in there. Yeah, I'm a shill. I can't be a shill if I don't actually be.
I think the closest we might get is Cyrus Martin's Math Fun. I think that's as close as we're going to get.
I think if that happens, everybody needs to give Tim a copy.
Oh,
he needs to be gifted a copy from everybody.
And it needs to be Cyrus. When he gets it wrong, he's got to jump in the water.
I would love that game, and I would love him to sign my. It has to be where you can sign it.
Yeah, I would get a physical copy of that.
Physical copy. Cyrus has to sign it.
Have a little Cyrus.
The Cyrus verse. If anybody out there has not seen Cyrus do his little intro to his voice acting career, it's going to take off. That's why he's not here. He's too big for us now.
He's too big. I probably will some point.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Awesome, awkward silence. I love it. Yes, I'm calling it out.
I caused awkward silence.
A rare occurrence.
I just think it's such an opportunity to put all of those tricks, and you don't have to. I mean, we were joking about like how nobody plays sports games anymore because they're so complicated. I can't get my family to play, Football Manager, redelegation and bankruptcy reemergence, 2019 anymore. So this
Man,
is
they had 3
wonderful.
great expansions. What are you talking about?
They're just not down with it. But to be able to give a controller and say, just use this to move in the direction, and this is to pass, and this is to shoot, and then you have your special moves right on the controller. You don't have to know anything. You just see how cartoonish are you going to get and put some sort of ridiculousness right there on the controller for them to pick?
Oh, I hope it goes really ridiculous.
I hope it goes
the more cartoony
ridiculous.
and goofy this goes, the better, in my opinion.
Can you imagine with like Mike Dietz as art director on this? That will be just phenomenal.
There was an old 3DO game called Slam and Jam that I used to own. It was similar to
Scottie Pippen.
It was a pretty awesome game, and if it's in that style, but obviously way better graphics, I think that'd be amazing. Kind of like the NBA Jam, Slam and Jam, Street Hoops with just, I don't know. I think it's gonna be fun. I think it's gonna be really fun.
Guys, Phil Adams likes our ideas, man.
Giant head mode
It's
all
a
the
game.
way.
It is a game crafted to be silly and hilarious.
Yeah,
You guys gotta
exactly.
win.
If they could get Scooby-Doo license, the Scooby Gang should totally show up in this game.
That would be amazing. Who even owns
The whole
Scooby-Doo?
gang
Are
should
they
show
their own
up. It would be amazing.
That'd be so sweet.
Power forward, Shaggy.
Old man Higgins in a mask.
Take it to the hoop, Raggy.
Our mystery guest will be there in about 45 minutes, so you got to stick around. We're making everyone wait.
Uh-oh.
We're not making everyone wait.
And I would have gotten that dance girl's number if it weren't for you kids.
I would have gotten that dunk if it wasn't for you meddling Globetrotter.
Kids, that's right.
You pull the hat off. It's the Burger Time chef. Oh my God! It was you all along.
Well, that's a good question. Do you guys think we could see because you think about it, the Globetrotters, there's really only 2 teams.
Yeah.
So do you think they're going to just keep 2 teams and then you pick one team and then the other pick 2 teams? Or do you think maybe they might add some fun to it? Maybe put some television mascots in there?
I would love to see
I think they're going to add some
with it.
Yeah.
But
I think they're going to add some,
do, right?
like Nick said, have some fun with it. Some really crazy teams, maybe. I kind of agree.
I think they should make up teams, have variety, where you have the teams, kind of make up teams, just so it's not like limited. Well, or if they really wanted to, I don't know how deep they want to do this, but have it so like people one thing that I know people like to do, like especially young kids, they like to make their own stuff.
Make your own.
Kind of like in Minecraft, like create
I think that's
create
too
their
much.
own. What are you not
doing? I was thinking the same thing.
What if you could do it pretty simple, like a name and team colors and stuff like that? Yeah, that's really all you need.
Yeah, I guess.
Or just
Saggy,
Game
I was thinking the same thing. I agree with Saggy.
Right,
I want to be in the shifty-eyed dealer team.
It doesn't have to be that complex. Like have the people make, if the kids want to make their own team, make their team and have not too many crazy customizations, but just have that option there if they just want to make, or if they want to put themselves in the game.
I think Balan Wonderworld had you could pick between male or female, and you could choose between 4 or 5 different of each. So that's only 8 options, but still that's choice,
Right. I feel like it would be a cool idea, especially if like you said, there's only 2 actual known teams part of the Globetrotters, so why not give them an option to make their own Globetrotter team?
Yeah, and I think I think this could actually work out better than an NBA license for them.
Yeah, not having an NBA license, they're going to be able to do a lot more.
Less.
They're
definitely going to have more
less, and they'll be able to do
flexibility,
more with
that's
it.
for
They'll have more
sure.
latitude.
Yeah, not only a lot less, but I think people who are playing NBA games right now have a certain expectation of what they want in a game. And I haven't seen a Harlem Globetrotters game in 15, 20 years. So
I've never seen one, so I don't have any prior faces or anything.
You what? I think they had one on the PS2. It's been a while.
Oh, see, I never had a PS2, so that would explain why I missed it.
Yeah, they could do.
And I wasn't
into
sports games anyway, so
this would be cool. Between at halftime, they could do mini games, like the confetti toss and stuff like that. That would be a cool thing to do.
T-shirt cannon.
The ref.
Yeah.
Oh, I did the T-shirt cannon game.
Kaboom!
I definitely do that.
You know,
Can you hide the ball under your shirt?
Knievel gets different costumes from Evil Knievel. So, you know, the choice of creating your own character isn't that hard. I mean, you can change, like, I don't know how many costumes they have, but it looks like a ton in that game. So I don't understand why they couldn't change it up with a creative character.
Right. Because one thing about Fortnite that's very, like, the kids want the money for all the cosmetics. They want to make their characters stand out.
Oh,
and that's for all ages, as low as like 8 years old. They like want all the cool stuff to make their characters, you know, custom for them and make them stand out. So
true.
Yeah, go get bubble tea, Relic. Bye. Get out. Bye. Go get bubble tea.
The Trotters can take it, Ryan.
There we go. We hit 50, folks. We got 50 people watching this show right now.
How many likes do we have? How many likes?
18.
Listen,
there, folks.
if we don't get up to 50 likes, Carl's taking his shirt off right now.
That's not
Don't
right.
think I won't.
That's
No,
not
he likes
right.
taking it off, man. He's looking for every opportunity to take his shirt off, man.
I'm
Don't
just
let
gonna
him
say
fool
like
you.
this the rest of the
Carl-
stream. It's okay.
And that's Evan. It's
Carl
not.
is-
It's to keep. Yep. Don't think I won't. Hey, it works
So,
for
yeah,
you take USA. I mean, you know.
23. Hit those likes, people. Hit those likes.
So it started something. So think about this.
It works for Review Tech USA.
I literally went over there to like it, right? And as soon as I went over there to like it, that was jumping up. I'm hearing myself, sorry.
I didn't even like it. Should I like it, or is
There we
that?
go.
Oh,
Hey, 25 now, 26. We're climbing. There's
There we
another
go.
downvote though. We got
There we
7
go.
downvotes.
What up, people? There we go.
That was
I'm just
me
still
for the
figuring this
That's all right.
thing out.
They get thumbs down. They're still watching.
As soon as you guys said that thing,
Somebody's
shot
switching
up.
his accounts. That's not ethical.
Thanks for the engagement, though, buddy.
When
go.
will
now
we
that there's silence, let me talk about
when
something.
do you guys
There's a lot
think
of
we will
silence
see
all of a
this
sudden.
game?
Yeah.
When do you guys think we will see this game?
2022.
This is 2023. You think
No.
Probably
No, it shouldn't be that
2022.
long.
Yeah, 22 or
I
23.
agree.
You're definitely not going to see it this year.
No.
You know, whatever. Yeah.
I don't expect to see anything that's not those 30 games
Yeah.
before next year. So,
Yeah.
Like
Wait a second. Now he
I
said
do.
after the 30 games came out, he wanted
every
to stifle
10 to 14 days.
Yeah. So we will see
oh,
games.
wow, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
You know
there's
he's
other
got
games.
You know he's
Go ahead,
got a program in the secret microtransactions that everyone's talking about.
Those are to pay us, Carl. So the
Yeah, that's for us.
microtransactions are
They're
there.
secret.
Yeah.
What happens
Oh,
is
they're secret.
Give it
Oh,
away,
yeah,
man.
tell everybody. Come on.
Whoops,
Yeah.
You think
sorry
this
about
swag
that.
is for free?
It-
Come
Come
on.
on.
It is expensive. You would not believe how expensive it is to fly out YouTubers to events these days. So
And
True.
Yeah.
listen, we
Very
don't do
true.
this for free. Come on. You know?
Wait, what
This
happened?
time is money.
And I've got a camera hobby to support, so you
Wait,
know.
we
there's
get-
that.
Available at
Yeah,
Somebody
Intellivision.com.
here has some
I've got
sort of
kids to
bubble tea.
feed.
I don't even know what that is, but it's expensive. It, you know,
No.
these things add up.
I got kids
Yeah.
to feed.
I'm expensive.
I got meat.
You're worth it, Saggy. Every bit
Maggie's
of
a
it.
costly
Expensive.
woman.
Hold on, I gotta fix something here. Hold on.
I have
This doesn't look
expensive,
right. There we
exquisite
go.
tastes.
Yeah, pretty much.
Whoa. Okay.
Other thoughts?
Oh, it's
Other
been
thoughts on
weird.
the-
Oh, it's gone weird already.
That's
but
okay.
like
I'm not sure it's okay to have like Garvey and Saggy that close to each other.
Huh.
I mean, I am under him, so I
Gotta
mean,
put them in like
Hey,
opposite
hey,
corners.
There we go. There we go.
you know, Richard just wanted to be on top of me. That's all that was. I see what you're doing, Retro. I see you up there.
It was
See
Carl.
you.
I just wanted to call Carl and Garvey.
Whatever.
Oh wait, are we allowed to be after dark, or do we have to be like good?
I told
Can
Mullis-
someone
I
just
told
put me in my
Mullis, I told Mullis I don't care what you guys say until Tommy.
Until he gets here.
Wait,
Well,
is that-
sure.
hold on.
We have to get it all
Hold on.
out of our
Wait,
system
wait,
now.
wait,
You
wait,
said.
Let me translate that. He doesn't care what we say until Tommy gets here, and then he says something bad, and then we can all be
Right,
like, it's okay.
right, right.
Like he did last
He
time.
opens the floodgates
We
when
have
he sees
to
it.
behave.
Where?
Garvey
Tommy
really
comes
wants to get his
in.
Globetrotters point in. So let's get.
Let's get
He's
it.
been
I'm
trying
generally
for
on my
5
best
minutes.
behavior.
We all know it's coming out, right? But
Right.
look, if it's good and they can work on it, people have been saying, why not bring, like Scooby-Doo? Well, why not bring all the other gang? Remember the Wacky Racers?
Laugh Olympics.
Yeah, the Laugh Olympics.
That would be awesome.
Well, we've talked about like a Wacky Racers kart racer game before.
This will be like in 3 years.
A reimagining of Wacky Racers from the Dreamcast. I'd love to have that.
What about Wacky Wall Walkers?
It all starts with Globetrotters. It's like the Trojan horse.
Well, but to do that, you still have to get all that licensing too.
And how do you get the license? You use the Globetrotters.
I think Hanna-Barbera still owns all of it, don't they? Or did somebody else buy all those IPs?
As the test market.
You get a guy as your
sold X amount. Like, what if it sells, 500,000?
You get a guy as your VP who has experience getting talent on a ton of shows. That's how you do it.
The first thing that man, and I sent this to Tommy after I saw it, and I sent him a picture of that. The scene from Avengers Infinity War where Thor comes down and he yells, "Bring me Thanos," and runs. Yeah. I said, "Bring me Disney. I want my Tron game." Yeah. He is not allowed to do anything else until he brings us Tron.
I remember the last Tron game I played that wasn't 2.0 killer app, and it was awful.
Hey, we got somebody now. They just announced. That's a good transition, actually. Melissa, I don't know if you did that on purpose or what. But
I was trying to give you that segue.
Well, it's funny because I don't. Yeah, I guess you guys.
Yeah, it was Rab's segue, not mine.
No.
Hitting it all night.
So here we go, guys. New Intellivision is proud to announce that former VP of NBC, that's a serious flex, by the way, the VP of NBC, will now serve as our VP of Entertainment Acquisition.
Ooh.
Chuck has been involved with produce some of the biggest TV shows over the past few decades, including The Celebrity Apprentice, The Voice. There's more on here. Who Wants to Be a Billionaire, America's Got Talent. Just to name a few in his roles as VP, he will be working with both our marketing and business development teams to bring in amazing high-profile partnerships, licenses, people from the entertainment industry. So when I saw this, my thoughts were, this is great. This guy's going to help them go out and seek partnerships. I love that one, by the way.
It's such a goofy picture. I love it.
Yeah.
Seek partnerships with people like Disney, Tron. I mean, I guess Tron is Disney, but
everything's
those types
Disney.
Of things.
Let's be honest.
The guy owns NBC. The guy was a producer at NBC or VP of NBC. So those late night shows. I mean, Tommy's going to get right in there. So I mean, this is great news.
That's not it. You guys, go ahead. Sorry.
Does that mean we're getting a Donald Trump themed Amico console?
It started up as the best console ever. All right. I know how they met.
Well, I mean, if it's a Donald Trump console, it's got to be this weird rust orange color, right?
I think I know how they. Met. I think they met through Steven Tyler because Steven Tyler and Chuck did work together, I think that's where they met.
ChuckLabella.tv. That's like his personal page.
Yep. Right now he's consulting on The Masked Singer.
Ooh, cool. I tried to friend him on Twitter, but his Twitter is locked.
Yeah. Chuck, he's probably done that for good reason.
Did any of you play the Wii version of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire?
I think I
played or watched anything related to that.
Maybe
it never looked interesting to me. Sorry.
I got a Dreamcast game called Who Wants to Beat Up a Millionaire.
I thought I had.
That sounds more fun.
Who Wants to Beat Up a Millionaire?
It does. Yeah.
That's awesome.
That wasn't a game, guys. Just so you know, it wasn't a game.
I knew it. We're gonna bring the Where's the Beef lady back.
We're getting the Wendy's lady.
Where's the beef?
Listen, Tommy's vegan. He's not going to be bringing the beef, okay?
Side note, has anybody been following Twitter? The Steakums going after the scientist people? Like, did anyone see that on Twitter?
No,
I must have missed this. I'm not
you live on a different Twitter.
I'll be honest.
No. The official account for Steakums went after that science guy, the famous one. What's his name? Something.
Why?
No. The Neil guy.
Neil
deGrasse Tyson.
Oh, Neil deGrasse Harris, yeah.
So Steakums went after him for a tweet he made about science being facts, and Steakums of all things was like, no. And it's interesting. Please go follow that. It's the funniest thing you'll ever see when you see Steakums going after science people. It's amazing.
Now I want some Steakums.
I do want some.
Yeah, now I'm kind of hungry. And I just ate.
God, it sounds
I ate before I ate on the show
good.
this time, dadgummit.
This is the best fight I didn't know I wanted to see.
Look at this. The guy's been with the Sopranos cast. Don't start. Some testimonials down here. I was just looking at Steven Tyler was one of them, actually. You got Bill Maher, Steven Tyler.
Up there it is.
John, did you know you're doing a podcast right now? YouTube just told me.
I mean, at least you got notified. It's 30 minutes in. So, I mean, this guy has been around the entertainment industry. There's no doubt about this. Wow. I mean, I say impressive resume. You know, this is
it
only
isn't
good
the kind
news
of
for the
information you.
So
it isn't even the. It isn't even the kind of information you can fake up either. It's verifiable.
Yeah, and he's also been with talent acquisition. So all of those game shows that have a celebrity version, that have a, you know, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, Celebrity Night, whatever.
Yeah.
That's his domain of going out and saying, look, we won't make you an idiot. Just work with us and you'll have a good experience. Right. And he seems to have a lot of good feedback from that.
So are we talking about going out and getting licensing for games? I mean, let's step back though.
Mm-hmm.
Let's step back before he comes in and tells us. Let's find out what do we think he's coming in for?
Wants to be a millionaire.
I was just gonna ask that too. That was
You
what I
know,
was gonna ask.
you want to know what I think he's here for? Look at the guy's
Magic.
network. No, look at the guy's network.
Yeah.
I mean, look, one thing Tommy knows how to do, one of the things and one of the reasons why Tommy is very successful is because he's like an expert. He knows how to network with people. He knows how to find people that will help his business in a particular way that he cannot do. So like I look at this acquisition, okay, Tommy wants to maybe talk to an executive at Disney. Chuck knows so-and-so who happens to be the guy you want to talk to. Because, you know, look, I don't work in the entertainment industry, but we all have heard those stories. You know how it is. It's the good old boy network. You have to know somebody.
Who's your foot in the door?
Yep. And this is, I think, their foot in the door to not just get licensing agreements, but get on marketing campaigns, get on TV shows to promote their products. You know, this guy, I think, is partnerships. I think this guy is going to have a lot of.
But wouldn't it hurt if you slam your foot in the door?
Yeah, it would.
If it's a screen door, you're fine,
I mean,
Garvey.
if you have weak feet,
Yeah.
If you have weak feet, I mean, I got my foot slammed in the door. I got very resilient toes. So,
John, I think you're
That's
probably
what I
pretty
look
spot
for in a
on.
woman,
I mean,
is
in most of these
toes.
businesses and dealings, it's more who you know than anything else. So somebody that already knows or at least has some line of contact with these people
but I
has
also
a better
feel
opportunity
like,
of being able to get anything done.
Who are these people? That's what I'm trying to get at.
Well, I'm also gonna say too is that I feel like Chuck with his big
calling these people.
Are you doing a silent Trump impression?
Use guys.
Use guys, okay, you guys. But I feel like Chuck with his resume, if he's on board, you know, I'm wondering what he thinks of the Intellivision Amico, what he thinks about Tommy's vision for this, and if he clearly signed aboard, he clearly believes it's going to be something. So that's what I'm interested in knowing, if, you know, somebody with that big resume, like Retrobo said, he knows people. So if he believes in this product, he would tell all the other people, you know, hey, this is a great idea. I think you guys should get on board on this. So I'm actually interested to see, you know, hear. Hopefully, we get to hear from him, his statement on it, and what he thinks about the whole project.
Yeah, love his name too. It makes me trust him.
He's a great name.
I mean, there's no Chuck Steakums.
I wonder if he has
Such
a
a great
corporate
name.
statue. I wonder if he has a corporate statue somewhere in his house.
Still doing a pinch.
But what do you think, Mullis? I mean, because you and I talked, and when this Kevin, you're like, I'm not blown away. Like,
yeah, I mean, but well, again, I'm trying to figure out what this does, and I'd love, you know, maybe he'll explain it. I'm trying to figure out where this sits in the grand scheme of of what does this do for software for the Amico? That's the bottom line. We need software. We're going to get software, but is he, they were going out and getting Hot Wheels and things like that. Does this guy get you? What does this guy get you that is so spectacular that it is going to be well beyond what the Amico's already going after? That's all I'm trying to get at. I don't know.
I have an answer for you. He will get you not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 large bubble teas. That's what he's going to get you.
Stop.
Okay, in all seriousness, He Wants to Marry a Millionaire, I think, is on Fox? And there are a couple animated IPs and other things like that are on Fox that you could use potentially if he can talk to those people, right?
Universal, Disney.
Right. So there it is. Does this get you Disney? Does this get
maybe
you?
It does.
We don't know.
Maybe this is why this hire happened, Mike, because maybe he's been trying.
It's not checkers. He's playing
Maybe
chess.
It does.
It gets you the systems that get you to Disney. He's not going to go directly to Disney. Disney wants results. They want to see that the product is viable. They want a test case. So you get the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, and let's say it sells reasonable, and then you bring that to Disney and say, look what we did with a 20-year-old franchise, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. What can we do for you with Tron? That you haven't touched it since the second Tron movie. Yeah. Let's see what we can bring you. We can bring you some money. They need something like that. They need some weight.
But here's the other side of that too. I think, Intellivision is not a known entity to a lot of these big companies right now. We know Activision is we love what you're talking about, but show us something and then we'll work with you. You can't just have Tommy going to everybody saying, this is going to be the best thing ever. We've raised over $12 million and we're doing amazing things. And look at Astro Smash. And look, you can shoot lasers at Astro. You need people in these positions that can go to other companies that have a long resume and a trusted history and a foot in the door, and they can have that relationship with people at these other entities to be able to talk.
Okay. So what?
Cam, you're the best, bro. Shout out to Cam M. Thank you very much, brother.
Thank you, Cam. So what happened then to? I mean, if I'm picking between two people that should be doing that from a gaming perspective. No offense to Chuck LaBella. He's got a long resume. But what happened to Jay Allard? That's the man who should have been going and talking to Activision. That's the man who should be going and talking to game companies.
That wasn't his position.
Leave, Mike.
I understand, but what does again the Activision goes, okay, great. You're the VP, you're a former VP of NBC. You know how much Call of Duty sells us every year? What could you do for us?
Is that what Jay Allard wanted to do?
I don't know.
Okay, so Mike, let's do a mind experiment with me. You are Tommy, and Jay Allard comes to you and shakes your hand and says, listen, good luck, bro, I'm out. And then this other guy from NBC says, listen, I'm not going to be able to get you the people that make Call of Duty, but what I can get you is the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. I can get you on Ellen because I know somebody that's on her staff or whatever. I can get you on these places. I got it in. I can get you all these licenses because I worked on all these stuff, and I know those people. I can get you that. Now, once you get that, I can then bring those things to the Activisions of this world, to the EAs of this world, and get you the other products. What are you going to do? Just sneeze at him and say no and yawn at him and kick him out the door? I mean, come on. Listen, you get lemons, get lemonade. I don't know this guy, but look, he's not Jay Allard, but Jay Allard left. So what are you going to do? Who would you want him to get?
Raise my hand.
Reggie Fils-Aimé? Oh, she raised her hand. So
Reggie would have been awesome.
What I was going to say is,
Go ahead, Saggy.
well, the most important thing that is going through my brain is this is a man who doesn't seem to be very well knowledgeable with gaming stuff, right? My question I would have for him, besides everything else is being talked about, is like, why is he interested in supporting this project? Because again, yes, everything you guys are saying is right. He can open doors for potential future, stuff for the Amico. But the biggest thing is like, how is he going to sell this, and why does he want to sell this? What potential does he see in this where he would want to go to these people and say, hey, I have this idea, this guy, I know he's making the system. Like, I want to know why he decided to sign on. I want to know. That's the most important thing for me to know, is what makes you want to be part of this project.
If they're going to get in touch with Disney, I could, as I mentioned in the chat, I could see them bringing spectrobes to Amico and apply it using Tommy's principles. Safe.
What's spectrobes?
Spectrobes was on the DS. It's kind of like Disney's version of Pokemon, basically. Only with geodes and fossils and stuff like that.
Okay. Well, I mean, look, maybe he does. Maybe he goes and gets some of this big thing. I don't know. Look, I am not. I don't think who wants to be a millionaire is an Amico hot seller.
Listen, I don't know much about this guy, but that was just the one thing I saw on him.
No, I got you.
Probably longer than what he showed on that little snippet.
I agree. I agree. I guess
it's not just the shows. He has created shows for some of those
I know.
as well.
I'm just trying to figure out how this translates into games.
I think you're overthinking it, Mike. I think honestly, I think you're just overthinking it.
I kind of think you are too right now.
Maybe you're trying to put him into a position that he's not supposed to.
You gotta raise your hand, Garvey.
Well, then we have an opportunity to find out in due time when he gets in there and starts doing his thing.
So, I raised my hand. So, okay, let's do another thought experiment. What does Elon Musk know about space?
I hate Elon Musk.
Nothing. But he has a motor. And he said, I want to go and build SpaceX. So guess what he did? He did it. So Tommy must have told this guy, hey, listen, you need a motor. You need to have go get them. And you need somebody that has passion. Tommy always says he always hires people with passion. This guy might not know anything about the video game industry, but he knows people in business. And that's what's going to get you. He's going to get you legitimacy on that side. He's going to get you legitimacy on the television and movie side. Maybe he even gets investors to come in. You don't know. So, I mean, it's not always about like, I know this person for Tron. I know you want Tron and I know you want Disney.
I'm being facetious about Tron. I'm being but my question is, does that get you saying that's what I'm trying to get at? You could say it's overthinking, but he's got to spend money to pay this guy. So does this guy that he's got to pay, and if he's a former VP, he's probably not coming cheap. Does he get you closer to the games that you can't get right now? That's because in at the end of the day, it's about selling games. It's not about who you can get to stand in front of your product and say, buy me. It's the games. Yes, Saggy.
I like my hand raising system, by the way, but I was gonna say
it doesn't work better than it's just young.
It's working. So no, I understand what Brother Melissa's saying. I understand what Garvey's saying. Like, you guys make valid points, but again, the biggest thing we need to know is why Chuck, right? Like, we know why, right? Because he has connections. So we can always speculate that. But I want to know what is his interest in the Amico, because again, you have to remember he has to sell this to people that you guys are saying that he has connections to. He has to sell this. Is he selling it because he believes in it? He thinks it's a great idea. Is there potential money that he thinks that this can make? Like, I want to know the motivation, the reason. Like, does he believe
that, Saggy?
Right, that's what I'm saying. That's why I want to know, like, what when he said, like, I want to say, like, when he announced, like, yes, do you believe in this? Like, what do you like about the Amico? What makes you want to support the Amico if you're not a gamer? Has he played the Amico? Like, I want to know all these things.
Let's just not be down on Chuck. Okay, let's just
Carl, what do you want to add to that?
Chuck. Okay.
Well, I was just going to say that if you know enough about human nature, you can pretty much do about anything in his field. And something tells me he's probably well versed in that expertise.
I see what you're saying, and I was going to kind of add to that, and then I'll go down to Nick because he wanted to add something. But, you know, like, I feel like this guy, depending on what the reasoning for the hire was, he doesn't need to be a game expert. Like, I'll give you a good example of this. One of the labs we use, the guy who formulates the formulas I give him, right, for our supplements, the guy's never lifted a weight a day in his fucking life, but he knows he knows how to formulate supplements and pharmaceuticals. He's really good at what he does. He doesn't know shit about working out. Like, he just knows how to do it, and he's really good at it. So maybe this is one of those hires. Hey, we need a guy to does XYZ very well. We don't need him to know about video games. This might be that guy.
Okay.
So I'll say that, and then I'll go down to Nick.
I mean, there's.
Well, I think part of this comes down to, okay, so he's VP of Entertainment. So define what VP of Entertainment is, right? Is it marketing? Is it IP acquisition? Is it networking? What you got to more clearly define that, right? Because Rhea in the comments is saying, well, what's that do from a marketing standpoint? Because he's involved in marketing. Well, is he involved in marketing, or is he mostly involved in getting them into the door with various different companies,
of entertainment,
or IP acquisition and stuff like that, right?
I would say
So do we really
not
know that yet?
Well, so actually what he said, so Tommy did say this earlier. He said just in his role as VP, he will be working with both our marketing and business development teams to bring in amazing high-profile partnerships, licenses, and people from the entertainment industry. So that's what he tweeted out earlier today.
Okay, so the entertainment industry to me tells me he's more into like talent acquisition rather than like making business deals with things like Amazon and Walmart and Best Buy.
Yeah,
right.
I mean, that's what Phil Adams and I forget her name. But they've got that locked down.
Yeah. So he wouldn't have anything to do with like getting it on store shelves. He would have specifically.
No.
Do you want to use this person's likeness in this game, or be able to use like this show name to be able to make a game, or that kind of thing?
Yeah.
Being able to talk about those kinds of things.
Ray is being super aggro. I just don't know.
Well,
I've never seen Ray be aggro in my life. Everything she said is totally legit and fine.
Listen, Rhea is my online fiance, and
that's why I don't like her. Okay, she's competition.
Are you guys gonna show up for our online wedding, our stream wedding? We're actually doing
I'm gonna object. I object.
I'll show up.
I mean, maybe if I'm invited.
You're all invited
for the
to
after
our
party.
stream wedding. Yeah, well, we'll have an after party, but we're gonna have a stream wedding. But you're not gonna be the only one that objects, Garvey. It's fine. We also have another guy, Eddie, who objects. So
who's going to marry you?
We're gonna get friend Enoch.
You are, Garvey.
Max is going to be the maid of honor. Mad Max is the maid of honor, by the way.
I'm my Boy Scout troop's chaplain, so I'm as ordained as you can get out there.
There you go. That's right there.
Muzzle off. There you go.
Rab's been quiet tonight. I feel like Rab must have worked really hard today. He's been super quiet this whole show.
Good.
He's just giving us enough.
He just comes in with the SAT words later on.
He's just feeling it because he's just feeling it because he was right about the Globetrotters thing. So he's done. He's happy. He was right.
He's gloating. Gloat.
He was right. Everyone's like, who says? Like Rab said it last time, and Rab was right.
The gloatiest man
take a
in
load
the
off.
universe.
Can we just call him Mr. Hindsight from now on?
What else
you got, Rab?
Power perfect hindsight.
Rab Hindsight. Retro Hindsight board.
Yeah.
Change that A to an H. Retro Hindsight board.
Have you seen South Park with Hindsight Man? What? Nobody saw that episode?
I did.
No.
What am I doing?
That's like a condition.
Oh, chat Q&A.
Chat Q&A.
So we'll do some Q&A until Tommy gets here and a special guest. So
any questions?
Light it up.
Light up. Any questions? It can be about anything. Ask me what bubble tea is. I'll answer that question. Ask me. I haven't had a bubble tea all day today.
I checked for bubble tea. It's under the Geneva Convention under grounds of cruel and inhumane punishment.
I agree.
Okay, can we just kick Carl? No, I'm done. Bye, Carl. Bye. Y'all slandering what I love.
All right, hold on. I'm looking for questions.
I mean, we're making all sorts of trade agreements with Boba Tea.
I have a question.
I have an answer.
Okay, you're not in the chat.
But
the young lady with her hand up.
I can't ask a question even though I'm here. I'm
Put it in the chat.
All right. Okay. I know the rules.
She's gonna open up into comments and ask in chat.
I have no idea what this even means. Does any of you guys know what I'm talking about?
So
yeah, I know what this is. No, it won't.
RNC reflects.
What is it? Somebody explain that question to me. I don't even
Is this a
understand
political
that.
thing? Is it a political thing?
Yes,
I don't
he
care.
helped.
hold on.
He and one other apprentice.
Carl, then.
Carl, hang on a sec. Two guys from The Apprentice, Labella and somebody else, helped bring in talent to the RNC for 2020. If it affects it, if you no, it's not going to have an effect on anything.
What?
It's
a talking point for some videos.
Was that your
for a
question,
while.
Saggy?
Yeah.
I don't know if it'll have
How
much
much do I like?
traction.
Yeah.
No.
Oh no! Why did I put life? Lift. Sorry, not lift.
How much
Life.
do you?
How much do you like, bro?
How much do you?
Classic Saggy. Classic Saggy. Let
me put it this way. That hasn't hurt
I
him.
can't answer that question.
That hasn't hurt his resume now. He's still doing consulting on shows for people. He's still very highly respected in the industry. What he did with the RNC is not going to have a single factor on anything.
Patrick nailed it. We live in a world where Coke is being boycotted for being in Georgia. Who cares?
Oh, just gloss over my question. That's fine.
Okay, well,
It's
you have to,
Q&A.
that's you can't.
Yeah,
you
because
can't
Georgia
ask
should
me-
not have anything for why.
Okay, like
I mean,
what?
that's
all right,
normal
all right,
people
all
in
right.
Georgia.
Yeah, it's okay. Look,
bench press,
all right.
squat, like I don't know.
Will there be? All right. Born Distracted wants to know: will there be a Chuck Norris game for Amico?
We didn't get the important answer to the
That'd be
question.
cool.
That's an
How much
interesting
did Regular
question.
Bro lift?
Right.
Right.
Hey, that
I
is an interesting question.
I already told you I can't answer that question.
Why?
Too muscular.
His question is the name of a song, 15 tons.
Whatever my mind wills me to
16
lift.
tons, Carl. It's 16 tons.
Whatever my mind wills me to lift, I'll lift it.
Okay. Could you lift
16
Garvey?
tons.
Could you lift Garvey?
All
Oh,
right.
are you saying I weigh 16 tons?
No,
Wow.
No, that's how much
16
a
tons.
retro bro can lift.
Harvey.
I was
All right, let me
saying.
try this again.
No,
Let me try this again, John.
Oh, no.
Q&A.
Listen, all right? Here's a
Yeah.
normal human being. Here's a normal man. Here's Captain America, right? I'm like right here.
Oh God.
Oh,
All
my
right,
God.
bro.
That makes
Take it, bro.
Oh,
right,
man.
so-
It's so deep in here right now.
It's
So she said. So she said.
Muscle in the
All
boat.
right,
I may be fat.
As Rap takes the easy way out, choking himself with his own cord.
My stall question is enough. We have real questions though.
Fantastic. Thank you,
John,
Ryan.
John, I might be fat down here, but I got a little up here.
This is a good question.
All right, wait a minute. What about the Chuck Norris game? Because there was one. Don't
Amico
forget,
gets-
there was a Chuck Norris game for the ColecoVision, so it's not. It wouldn't be the first time.
Mhm.
That's
And
been
they
the
have
toughest game ever.
and they have the IRAM. Did they have the IRAM license for? Is it Kung Fu or? It was
Karate
announced.
Champ.
Karate
He's got
Champ,
the
yeah.
Karate Champ license.
No, and in addition
about
to that,
this.
I thought it was also Kung Fu.
Chuck
was
Norris is
announced.
like 75 though, man.
Yeah.
And kids don't know about
Evil-
Chuck Norris.
Evil
Evil Knievel is
Oh, that's
dead.
true. Okay,
You won't know about Evil
Hey, you
Knievel
know what?
either.
You're right though, John, because the kids don't know about. Yeah, that makes
Chuck
sense.
Norris
Kids
still
don't know
lives
about
on
Evil
in
Knievel.
memes.
So what? I mean, come on. We're educated.
No. People still know who Chuck Norris is.
Yeah, and this
All right,
is
popular enough
this
to
is
make a
a
game,
very this is a very Gen
Yeah, maybe,
X
maybe not.
themed console with some of these licenses. So I think
That's
it
a
would
good
make sense.
question, Ryan.
So yeah,
I like that.
Ryan's question is about a screen like the PS1 had. I
I
can
know
see
exactly
this
what
being
you're talking about.
marketed as like, let's say you want to go when we're all allowed to go out again to
Oh, yeah,
your
okay.
family picnic, and you
remember
bring your
that.
Amico, and it's like clamshell design. You open it up,
Yeah.
and it's portable. It has like a battery pack. Maybe not all the lights work on it because it draws too much power, but I can see
Right.
that working.
No.
Maybe 3 or 4 hours of fun. You know?
No, because it looks like a takeout box, and Aunt Phyllis is just going to be upset that you didn't bring potato salad.
Hey, leave my
but
Aunt
you can
Phyllis
use doubles
alone.
as a foot bath.
You
when
leave
you're done.
potatoes. You leave potato salad out of this.
You leave my
Tommy
Aunt
needs a new
Phyllis
StreamYard
alone.
link, by the way.
No, that would be a good idea.
It would be cool because when I go up north, up north because I'm in Michigan, that's where we go camping. I always take a video game console. Like I'll bring like an Intellivision flashback, and then I bring like one of those little portable batteries, and I hook it up to like a 7-inch TV, and then play it on a picnic table, like around the campfire. We'll play like Astro Smash or bowling or something. So I think that's a cool idea, like to have something portable that has a built-in little screen, but you'd also have to somehow run that, portably,
I think you'd be better off with a
concept,
small HDMI monitor. That's just it. With you can get little HDMI things.
One problem just came to me. Bomb Squad. Doesn't Bomb Squad utilize the LED lights on the Amico? That sucker's going to drain energy like never before.
Of course.
Yeah, Bomb Squad definitely uses the lights on the Amico. That's been clear for a while, yeah.
I still think you'd have to plug it in.
Please send me the StreamYard link.
I got it.
I already sent it to Tommy through a DM.
Yeah, I got it.
He's probably going to get like 8 copies.
Well,
he's like tell Retro Bro the StreamYard link you gave isn't working. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, I sent him a new one.
All right.
He's Retro Bro and here to save the day.
Sent him a new one. Now I may have ripped a new one, but it's not your business unless you hear it on stream.
Oh my god, my hair.
Is in your house.
Yeah, I think John's the only one who can bring him into the stream, and John doesn't look like he's here.
I know, he literally just left. Tommy's here and he just dipped. So welcome to the Saggy Melon
none
Show.
of us can let him in. That's just
welcome to this show. It's falling apart, folks.
He lost control of the stream. This is all
free for all. Ask what you want.
Ask what you want while we're waiting for Retro Bro to come back to let Tommy on because
Tommy's stuck in the chat. He can't get in the stream.
Yeah, he's locked out now.
This is chaos. This is the worst ever.
Let's talk about.
We're sorry, Tommy. We'll get
Boy,
you.
This is no.
Okay, guys.
One at a time.
Mellis, what did you want to say?
This is no Amico All Access. I'll tell you that.
Just unprofessional.
Which is every Sunday, by the way. Check us out on Amico All Access.
Oh no!
I'm All Access.
By
the way, Chuck, I got to tell you, man, I loved your. Even though I don't think it's ever going to come to the Amico, I loved your Sega Hang On video.
Thanks,
dude. You should break that.
I got to catch up on some of Chuck's content. I have to go through and burst because there's so much. Like I have to go through and like burst.
They're one take videos, aren't they?
Thank you. Thanks. Most of that stuff's never going to come out. But what if?
Yeah, where you been, bro?
My stuff takes like a week and a half. Pete and Chuck are just pumping out content daily, man. It kills me. Rap showing off.
Yeah,
Sports Rap. Do it.
Rap.
All those guns. The
Burst,
Finally, yay.
Oh, look at that. Look at the fluttering up.
Nice. Hey, look at that.
Look at him. Get him out of here.
What just happened? You knocked me out of position.
Hey, what up?
Oh,
He's
just
a
like a
chill.
villain. You get chill.
You just gonna let this guy knock me out of position? I want my Charles Nelson Riley position over here.
Oh boy! Oh,
There
there
we
you
go.
go. You're back now.
Thanks.
No, wait a minute. Tommy gets the center square.
Welcome, Captain Carl.
How's it going, man?
Yo, pretty good. First time I'm seeing you here. So
yeah, totally.
Come on, Tommy gets center. Tommy gets center square. That's how we treat.
You just want him next to you. Don't play that
Yeah,
card.
he deserves it. He's the
Here's
man.
the story of a lovely lady.
So I was-
There's a story
No
of a
whammies,
dude named Tommy.
Captain Bros.
All right.
So I was listening a little bit before I was coming up here, and so a couple of things that I wanted to address because some great questions and stuff.
I apologize in advance.
Mike Mullis had mentioned about Jay Allard going to Activision, getting titles. That was never Jay Allard's role. Jay Allard was strictly helping us with hardware stuff. So he had nothing. Just like at Microsoft, he had nothing to do with any of the games.
But that wasn't the point I was making. The point I was making was we were trying. I'm just being honest. The guy has this Chuck LaBella has a great resume from an entertainment standpoint.
Yes.
How are you looking at him from a standpoint of bringing in the software you need to sell to make the Amico a success? That's all I was getting at.
Yeah. So marketing people do marketing stuff. PR people do PR stuff. Business development people do business. So it's all part of the system, right? It's all part of, each part bleeds into another in some way. What Chuck's going to do and why it's so exciting is that with Chuck, we talk, yes, he has a lot of television experience, right? But before that, he has a lot of music industry experience. If you go on his website, John was on there. I saw for a little bit. You'll see pictures with him and the Beatles, him and Paul McCartney, him and, he's good friends. Excuse me. He's good friends with Steven Tyler. Although that's not how I met him.
Oh, really? Okay.
Enough.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
That's cool.
But me, Steven, and Chuck have been together.
Cool.
But I actually met Chuck through another kind of famous friend of mine who was on the New York Yankees, and he's a kind of a famous player on the Yankees. So that's how we met. But what and I think Retrobo talked about it really good when he said, especially in Hollywood, especially in entertainment, networking is very important, right? And they always say it's not who you know, it's who your agent knows. But a guy like so not only is it going to be, getting into, knowing people that have huge licenses, but it's also very famous people who, if they had an Amico in front of them and they liked it and they endorsed it and they had 20 million, followers on Twitter or Facebook, and they're talking about how great it is, that now you're kind of getting into marketing, you're kind of getting into business development. So it's a little bit of that, like I said, he knows some of the most powerful people in the world in the entertainment industry. And that's funny. So it's more of that. It's more of that. He's, we don't need. I've been talking to Activision for 2 years, as your example. Right. We know damn well we want Pitfall and a new retro reimagine. There it is. And so it's for the big video game publishers like EA, like Activision. I know the presidents and CEOs of those companies. I know them all for many years. Yeah. So bringing somebody outside the video game industry to talk to them, it doesn't make sense. There's no reason for it. So we have that aspect covered. And I'll tell you why EA and Activision and Ubisoft, companies like that, they're just basically waiting. They're so big that they don't need us, right? Fair enough. I totally understand, So they're going to see, is it going to be, they're going to wait till it releases. How many units are out there? Great. Now we'll license you our property. Totally fair. Totally fair. So that's what a lot of those bigger companies are waiting to see what it is. But Rhea mentioned, I noticed her in the chat, and she was mentioning some cool things about, she was asking some questions about how it ties in with marketing and how does this help to get it on the shelves, or how does this person help to get it on the shelves? Like I said, every single person who we hire is all part of the bigger picture of putting out a successful product. So for example, John Alvarado, you could say, is not helping to get the product on the shelves from a retail standpoint, but he is in that he's making the product great. So there's all these different cogs in the wheel and so utilizing, how would he help to get it on the shelves? Well, again, if The Rock tweets out about how great the Amico is, that's going to help to get it on the shelves because 30 million people just found out about it, right?
It's not just about getting it on the shelves; it's about getting people to the shelves.
Yeah, so it is.
Part of the equation.
It's major entertainment, folks. It's major entertainment licenses. It's and it's just, again, when powerful people know about it and talk about it, that's always a good thing. I did want to address. Somebody had a question too. I think Patrick said he asked about RNC and Chuck LaBella and RNC. Look, Chuck LaBella is a TV producer, right? He's an entertainment producer, Emmy nominated, blah, 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 blah. So, if you go on Chuck's website, you'll see pictures of him with Bill Clinton. You'll see him that produced Bill Maher, right? So it's unfair to come out and say, oh, well, is this going to hurt the brand because he, helped produce and bring talent to the RNC convention? But he gets hired because he's a super talented person,
right?
And he gets hired as an entertainment producer. So you could say, well, he has a picture of Bill Clinton on his website. Is that going to hurt Amico brand? Not at all. No, he gets hired because he's a super talented person. Mm-hmm. And the fact that he's worked with presidents of the United States, is pretty cool. No matter what side of the coin you're on, if you love Bill Clinton.
Look at the names on his list. So Dixie Chicks, definitely not right wing. Al Franken, definitely not. Ariana Huffington. He's got.
Those are all pictures that you'll see on his website.
He works with everybody. I didn't think this would be an issue at all.
No. But look, Patrick has his
It's a good question.
He's his own person, so
I know. I just
entitled.
Look, I take it, if that is the reason not to buy the Amico, and you're going to overlook every other good thing about it. I always take issue with that. I'm not one of those people.
Well, people do that all the time. That's just
I know, but that doesn't make it right.
I'm not saying it is. It's just how people are. It almost sounds to me like this. Actually, Psyche, go first. She's had her hand raised forever.
No, you can go. My question isn't as serious as yours, so go ahead.
Oh, mine was just going to be kind of more on the grounds of how he comes in, because it sounds like not only does he get you connections with a lot of more prominent people in the industry, it's almost like he can kind of help bridge some gaps with other departments inside your company and help them work more efficiently as a result.
Right.
Kind of a good understanding.
Yeah, it really is. Like I said in my chat today, it really is, a cross between, marketing and business development. I mean, it's exactly kind of, how I laid it out. And again, look, Patrick's entitled to his opinion, and I would respect that. And if he has a problem because he was hired by a Republican, and he doesn't want to buy the machine, then that's his prerogative. I'm not gonna just like some people might not buy the machine because he works with Bill Clinton.
I don't subscribe to Netflix for certain reasons. Everyone has their.
Listen,
okay.
I like Tommy, even though he's.
Go ahead, Saggy.
That's how much I like him. I hate vegans, but I like Tommy. Okay.
There you go. That's okay.
Why do you hate me? That's pretty hard.
Wow.
So let's get back to let's get off the and in the chat too, Patrick. Let's get off the political thing and all that stuff. Let's get back to talking about the Amico and the game, because honestly, there's no reason for this to be a factor in whether or not you're going to buy this console. All right, Saggy. Sorry, go ahead.
Well,
next week on DC Interns.
Is he a hater of bubble tea, anime, or video games? Because those are my
bubble tea
breaking
again.
points where I will not support the Amico if he hates bubble tea, anime, and video games. That's my end all of the Amico, Tommy. So that's very important. I need to know. Do you know off the hand if he has any ties to any anti bubble tea, anti anime, or anti? I need to know.
I know nothing about that. Or Rhea's question here. He says, access to personalities is strong, but my curiosity is more around how it will be used to boost the signal of Amico reach to its target demographic. Has he released any products himself? Releasing products doesn't really have anything to do with
a television show is a product.
Yeah. So will it be used to boost the signal to reach its target demographic? Absolutely. Because he's very dear friends with people who our target demographic adores and follows on a daily basis. So in that regards, that's a big plus for us. I wanted to talk quickly about Harlem Globetrotters, if I could.
Yes. But real quick, I want to point something out. So Tommy came in here listening to what I had, and this is what I love about him. Listen to what I had to say, and I'm the contrarian of the group when it comes to this, only because I'm unsure, right?
Yeah, we're arm wrestling.
Tommy
Get on
comes
the
in,
wagon, Mullis.
Tommy comes in and just says, "Hey, Mike, you got a question? I'm here to answer it." And that is the transparency that I love about this man. And that's you want to know why you want to know why I want this product so bad, and why I always say you are the one who has really sold this console. It is because if anybody has anything legitimate, I would hope that my concern is legitimate to you. You treated it like it was, and that's all that I could ever ask for. And you answered the question, and I hope that this guy does exactly what you're wanting him to do. And if it does, I see this being a huge boon.
Yeah, well, you gotta trust me that I know what I'm doing.
I actually do have a question before we move on. Tommy, has anyone ever talked about doing like spiritual successors of games like Pitfall? I mean, I know they do it all the time in today's age, but
we've talked to in fact David Crane was interviewed recently by Brian's Man Cave, and he was talking about me and Amico, and he couldn't he was very secretive, but he said we've been talking to Tommy for a long time and this and that. So absolutely, Carl, we've been talking about Pitfall, and in fact, David Crane would be the guy to do it with us. So we've been talking to him about other projects as well. So yeah, we're excited about that.
Well, hey, listen, I know, Tommy, you wanted to get into some Globetrotter stuff, but we have a mystery guest, and they are backstage. So I want to bring them on.
Oh, boy.
And I just want to say thank you, Tommy, for just being so accessible here. But we have got the one we've been talking about, Chuck.
Hey guys, how are you?
He's gonna come in and go, "Oh, that son of a bitch up in the right corner." Okay.
The other Mike, that Mike. He's the hater.
So
I'm not disappointed. I just thought it'd be Scooby-Doo.
So, Tommy, I'll let you introduce Chuck, and then Chuck, if you want to tell us a little about yourself and what you're going to do for Intellivision, what you're excited about, I'd love to hear it.
Yeah, totally. So everyone, give a warm Amico welcome to Mr. Chuck Labella, please.
Yay!
And so yeah, I mean, Chuck, I'm sure everybody would love. People have been talking about Apprentice and Who Wants to Be a Millionaire and The Voice and America's Got Talent. But I was saying that your career actually started even way before that. They had your website up and they were talking, there's pictures of you and, the Beatles and McCartney. Tell us a little bit about your whole career, kind of where you started in the entertainment industry and how you got to where you are today.
It's a long story, but I'll try and do the abbreviated version. So 18 years old, grew up on Long Island. I was an Intellivision family, by the way.
Nice.
One Christmas in 1980, when they asked me if I wanted an Atari or Intellivision, I said, well, that one looks better. The graphics are better. And I ended up being the only one on the block with it. So people used to come over my house to play hockey, which was one of my favorite games.
Nice. I love that one.
Very, very cool.
So I love how sometimes life becomes full circle. So anyhow, I leave home at 18. Didn't like leave home with a backpack on. Just moved into Manhattan. Went to one of these schools that teaches you how to produce and direct television. Didn't really get me far. Ended up getting an internship at NBC. I'm doing this really, really abbreviated version. Somebody heard my voice, and then I was on the air on NBC Radio in New York, traveling the world with their young adult network called The Source. It was bought by Westwood One Radio, and it was great. Cool. They did a lot of big tour sponsorships, and I was literally the guy, like Almost Famous, with a tape recorder instead of a pad, gathering tape on everybody from John Bon Jovi to Paul McCartney to Steven Tyler, believe it or not, Fleetwood Mac, the Rolling Stones. And then after that dried up. At the age of 27, I guess I was retired from radio. I ran into a guy named Bill Maher, who was starting a TV show, who was a comedy friend of mine from New York City. And he said, well, you could work on my show. Who can you get? And I said, is that a job? And I ended up booking Politically Incorrect with Bill Maher for about 10 years. And then I moved to LA with Bill Maher when he sold the show to ABC. Show becomes a big success. I'm the guy that they call after I leave Politically Incorrect, that if you want to do a celebrity version of your TV show when the reality craze started, I'd be the one to put it together, which brought us to, this is going very fast, guys, to Celebrity Apprentice, meeting Donald Trump. NBC takes me off the market, hires me as the VP of Talent for NBC for 7 years. I move on from there. And have deals with Warner Brothers. I just work on The Masked Singer. I helped create that show, Holy Moly, that's on ABC. So I'm forever 27 in my mind, and I know Tommy is as well. And this just seemed like a really, really fun opportunity. Tommy and I have been friends for about 5 years now, and we've been circling each other. And he kept telling me about this, and then when he finally showed me everything, I just wanted to sign on. I'm very. By the way, that's very. Nice. That's like the quickest version of the story.
One of the things we do,
340.
I appreciate their abbreviated version. Sometimes we do tend to go a little bit longer, so we would have been fine. But thank you. I told the panel beforehand. I was talking about I'm a business owner as well. I do this YouTube thing for fun. I own a supplement company. Tommy's wearing my shirt, by the way. But I told the panel, I said, I think this hire, the way I see this, is Tommy knows how to network. And in business, if you don't know how to do something, you find somebody who knows how to do it. Yeah. Or if you don't have access to somebody or something or somewhere where you need to be, you find someone who can. So I kind of looked at this hire and you coming into the Intellivision family as, that guy who can help Intellivision bridge that gap. Like they're on this island, they're trying to get into these other islands. You're that guy who can build those bridges, essentially. Would that be correct, or am I just crazy?
I think that's correct. I'm already my mind is spinning with ideas of people I want to call and get the unit into their hands and let them reminisce about being a kid again. And I think the whole family friendly aspect is necessary and probably a very good hook right now.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to that as well.
I'm sure you don't need me saying this, but you definitely sound like you're going to be great within Intellivision.
Well, again, I'm a fan. If it was like the Atari 2600 coming back, I'd be like, Tommy, the graphics sucked on that.
You notice he's not working for the VCS company.
Well, that is why I said earlier.
I know why we're friends.
Right. Well, that's why I said earlier when you guys were talking about, why was the hire? And I was like, well, I want to hear his reason why he was interested. Does he actually support the Amico? And here he is saying he was a fan. He heard what Tommy wanted to do with it, and he likes the idea, and that's why I wanted to hear, because now I'm like, yeah, no, I love it. I mean, if you like it, you are a fan of the Intellivision, and you see.
Oh no. I was a real fan. I mean, Tommy showed me the new skiing version, and I was it felt the same. And he was impressed that I was switching down the slopes, and I knew how to do it. I knew how to jump the moguls. I really want hockey back, though. That's what I really want.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree with you. Right there.
Tommy, gotta make it happen.
Chuck, I got to ask you, did you try playing the hockey game single player where you picked up one controller, tried to go this way, and when the computer got the puck, you picked up the other controller, went the other way?
No, but I was all about the checking and tripping people.
The sound effects in that hockey game were so great.
I remember the baseball. I used to play that too.
Yeah. All right,
so great.
John kind of led towards so this is the question that I wanted to ask you, and Tommy was kind enough to answer for what he sees you being able to do it in television. So what's your goal for the Intellivision Amico? What is, and you said you have a lot of things spinning, so what's your goal for taking Intellivision out?
I want to bring it to the celebrity market in a big way, and I'm already thinking about how to get units into the celebrities' hands because I think they would like it. And then I think it would just take off from there. I don't have examples of celebrities yet. I'm still working on them, and I want to discuss with Tommy. But that would be the first step.
They have YouTube videos of celebrities talking about game systems all the time. So yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah. And that's what I do. I guess I'd kind of be the brand ambassador and the hype man, and get it into the right people's hands and make sure they're the right people for the brand as well. That's the first step forward, I think, and to spend time with the guys in Irvine and really get to know what Intellivision is about today.
And the interesting thing is that, a couple people, Chuck, were saying, they saw pictures of, you and Steven Tyler on your page and the quote from Steven on your website. And so everyone just kind of assumed, they must know, that's how they must have met.
No. We're still waiting to hear from Steven. We told him we were working together. We still haven't heard a word back. So that's how that happened. It happened through a mutual friend of ours. And
we could probably say who it is. Go
ahead.
Yeah. So one of the New York Yankees, he won 2 World Series when he was with the Yankees. He was on the '96 team. And the 2000 team, and he was his name was he was called the King. He was number 13. His name is Jimmy Leyritz, and so that's how we kind of connected. Like I said, 5 years ago, and Jim knew that we had the Steven Tyler connection as well. But he's like, I got to hook you guys up because you're both friends with Steven, and of course. Me, Chuck, and Steven have been in a room together. All we've all hung out too. How do you know each other? Steven's like, what's going on? So yeah, but it was kind of strange.
By the way, he still might ask us how we know each other when he sees us again.
Right, that's right. Yeah. Steve, well, we were just laughing about this a couple days ago. Me and Chuck. It's like. Yeah, Steven always keeps these like crazy hours. So it's like you'll get a text from him at like 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning, like 3 days after you send him the first text or whatever. So it's pretty funny. He's like, he does that to you too. Yeah.
So we actually didn't meet through Steven Tyler, but I guess we'll give him credit when we see him.
Yeah, absolutely.
This happened because of you.
That's right. Exactly.
Yes.
He'll love that.
Yeah.
And the other thing too that Chuck brings, so like he mentioned, bringing, that kind of, endorsements and celebrity getting to anyone, but also from a license standpoint as well, so it's not only marketing, but it's like, hey, Chuck, who do you know at Disney, or who do you know at Warner Brothers? Like Chuck worked with Warner Brothers over the last couple of years. So
yeah, it's funny that you mentioned I got friendly with Brian Henson. We were working on a project together at NBC. Ooh. And you guys told me that you had the you made a deal with Sesame Street. He doesn't own Sesame Street, but I certainly know all those people.
Yeah. It'd be great to get the Henson stuff.
Oh, Muppets right there. Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
So no, it seems very exciting, very retro, but yet very new, which is exciting. The controllers are amazing. I picked it.
Play it. Tell people what you thought of it.
It wasn't a piece of crap. It wasn't a plastic shell. We're
going to put that on the box. Chuck Lavella says it wasn't a piece of crap.
No, but I was surprised even when I picked up the controller. It had some heft and some weight to it.
That's cool.
It felt solid, and it was seamless, and the games were fun. You really didn't have to think, which is a good thing too. You can just escape. Like even we were playing that the shark game. What's it called again? I'm sorry. I'm trying to get
Shark, I think.
Shark, and he turned the game off, and I'm just like, no, I could have played this for another couple of hours. It becomes mesmerizing in a good way. Totally. So no, I think it's very exciting, and people have a fondness for the brand. And when I mentioned, go ahead. I'm sorry.
What's your metallic and television collection like?
Yeah, what were some of the games you remember playing growing up? Baseball, hockey.
Baseball, hockey, and there was a third-party game where you're a surgeon and you go into the person's body.
Oh, amazing game! Fantastic game.
That I loved. God, there were so many. I loved Astro Blaster too. Was that
Astro
what we called
Smash?
it? Astro Smash. That was great.
Which you played in the office.
I did. My God, that version is.
Oh, stop!
Wow!
Wow! Now, Chuck.
How do you feel about Sonic CD?
He obviously loves it. Come on, Joe.
I wasn't even going to bring up Bubble Tea, but you had to bring up the Sonic CD. See, that's not fair.
Chuck, do you know what Bubble Tea is? Chuck,
what's that?
Do you know what Bubble Tea is?
Of course, I have a 14-year-old daughter.
Is that a dip?
See, you now have Saggy's endorsement. Everything's good.
I will endorse you always, sir. You have my loyalty. I bow to you.
Yeah. She makes it every night. She has her own teapot too.
Yes, you have an amazing daughter. Yes,
it's a lot of excitement.
All right, Saggy. Whenever we meet, you're gonna have to make me some of this bubble tea. So I can try it out. I don't want to try it until I try your bubble tea. Do you make it?
Okay, that's fair. I mean, I can make it. Yes, you can make it.
Or we'll go somewhere and experience it together. Whenever we go out there, you come out here. Whatever. When we're together, let's get a bubble tea as a group.
You are only interested because Chuck and this is why you have him on, because he endorsed the bubble tea, and now you want to try the bubble tea. I've been talking about bubble tea for months. But when Chuck comes on and says, "Yeah, my daughter drinks it," now I see why you have him on. Okay, that makes sense.
See, now Chuck's in and Tommy's disavowed. See how this happens?
That's all right. So hey, I just noticed we got like 67 people watching, but
we have a lot.
But only 38 likes. Come on now, everybody's got to hit the like button. Hit the like button. Let's get that 38 up to 50 at least.
Hey, Chuck, are you going to go Intellivision game collecting now that you're in the company?
Mean picking up old games and
You
acquiring
know, a lot of us will help you.
Sure. Why not?
Chuck, tell us some of the stuff that's behind you there. I see a lot of gold and platinum records, and
that's a fake backdrop that I put up. I'm kidding.
Is it?
Mine's real, by the way. It's not my house.
That was good. That was good.
Because everybody with their fake background, but he's legit.
Right.
So he's
Right.
Did you guys catch my wallet?
Fantastic.
Show us some of those things. I see Train.
Cool.
We have Train. I have Kiss. I have Fallout Boy.
I love Fallout Boy.
Dixie Chicks' first album, 10 million sold over there.
Wow.
Fat Boy Slim, Beastie Boys.
Yeah.
Beastie Boys. Oh, you got my endorsement forever.
there.
I love me some Beastie Boys.
A guy named Derek Jeter right in the middle who sold millions. Sold millions. Music is, I guess, where I came from.
And what was your involvement with like Train, Dixie Chicks, Fallout Boy? Where did you
honestly, you book them on TV, you become friends, and I think you know me by now. Like I can call a lot of these people friends, and they, as they know, as a tribute, they give you the record to hang on your wall. It's kind of cool. You always wanted that when you're a kid.
That's cool.
I don't have one from Aerosmith yet. I don't know how to get that, but we'll figure that out.
What's up with that?
He gives me everything. He's a good friend.
I was going to say the stories we
He's
could
a
tell.
very good friend. Yeah.
It's funny you say it like that because that's how most of us became friends with Tommy. Is that we met him, we talked to him, he comes on our shows, and all of a sudden we're all friends. So the way you're talking about the folks on your back wall is exactly how we got with Tommy.
Yeah, I mean it's simply as the lead singer of Train, we hit it off, we became friends, and I'm a rock and roll guy, so people see Train on my wall, they're like, how the hell do you know the guys from Train? They're just friends of mine.
Yeah. The difference is we're not famous. There's a big difference. So we're just
If you squint, you see my record on Tommy.
Maybe a little bit infamous, but not famous.
Every time Steven Tyler has come out here, I have literally missed him by like a second. I'd get a call and be like, "Oh my god, I just saw Steven Tyler in Massachusetts."
She's in Massachusetts. She's
in
in
Boston.
I only got to see Steve Tyler once, and that was like my favorite concert ever.
Every time. And I'd get a call like, "Oh, I just saw Steven Tyler down at this place." I'm like, "I was just there. How did I miss Steven Tyler?"
You got to go to Maui where you see him walking around in the wild. Everybody sees him there.
That's right.
I might have to. Yeah. He doesn't come out here anymore. I don't.
So Chuck, I've never told you this, but we actually, there's another connection, somewhat connection. So the next time you speak to the guys at Train, I was playing video games live in Indianapolis with the Indianapolis Symphony. It was at the Hilbert Circle Theater, and it was during a big game convention. It was like a board game convention, Gen Con it was called. And Train was playing there the fall. I played 2 nights. I played like a Friday and Saturday night, and we had a couple sold out shows. And then Train was playing in that theater the next day, and I get a call from the orchestra, the head of the orchestra, and he goes, "Hey, we just got a call from Train and their manager, and I guess they're in the video games, and they'd love to come see the show and everything. And you got some backstage passes, do you want to?" I said, "Absolutely, this is great." So they, I never met them though. They never ended up coming backstage after the show.
Yeah, you see the beauty of this relationship now, Tommy, is you can meet them.
There you go, right? Yeah. But they have
why Tommy brought you into Intellivision.
Yeah, this is why he really into Intellivision.
He's already bringing in celebrities.
But it is interesting. So we do next time you talk to him, say, "Hey, remember that video games live show you went to in Indianapolis?" So they saw me perform there. So kind of funny. How about Rab, Retro Advisory Board? What question would you have for Chuck? You always come up with some great, deep stuff.
Ooh. Never on the spot.
I'm sorry.
He's usually so elegant.
You've covered them. I think that it sounds like you're going to be fantastic in putting it into the right people's hands, showing them. I do have a question. What do you think would be the killer thing for some of these people in Hollywood and in the entertainment business that would excite them about the Intellivision? Because they probably don't have the same background in television that you have. Is there something about the message or something about the family experience bringing people together that just stuck with you?
I was telling Tommy I did help get Steph Curry to be executive producer of Holy Moly because it was a family-friendly show. And he was looking for something to do that would appeal to family. So I think the family-friendly appeal is going to resonate with a lot of people right now because there's so much crazy stuff going on. And the fact that you can relax, play with your family. I don't know if I've told you this story, Tommy. I'm friends with Melissa Rivers, is one of my very good friends. Her mother, Joan Rivers, was
we were talking about Joan.
Dear friend of mine. Yeah. Joan Rivers loved playing the Wii bowling with her grandson.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Wii bowling and tennis. And if she was alive today,
very sweet.
She would be. No, it is very sweet, but it gave them something to do because grandma knew how to use the controller, knew how to bowl, knew how to, if you're just hitting a racket and, using your arm as a bowling ball, it's very easy to do. And I think that's the big appeal to it. Nothing is complicated about it.
I had met and worked with Joan. She had a television show. It was kind of like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, but I forget what her show was called. But I was featured, one of the features on that show, and the setup, the gag is that I was on Rodeo Drive. And I was in one of my Ferraris. It was a yellow one.
By the way, you're mad at he says one of his.
One of my Ferraris, yeah.
No,
we heard.
I didn't mean,
Chuck, he picked you up so he can go for rides. I
wanted to tell you it was the yellow one because people think I just have a red one. But, no, the yellow one comes into play. Let me finish, please, before I'm labeled that.
Survey says.
Yeah, so how is this story not douchey, right? I'm in my Ferrari on Rodeo Drive. Joan Rivers comes up to
the other one.
Yeah, there's no way to make this. I'm already sunk. But
all you have to do is just call it time.
You're about here. You could be here.
Let's explore the ocean floor.
Right. Is there a point in the story where you roll the window down and pull your
the point was it was funny. That's why I wanted. Yeah. But the point was that the setup was that I had this gets douchier. Don't worry.
Apparently he uses the words "hot fire" somewhere in the story.
And so the setup was that they knew that I had a big Spider-Man collection, and the whole show was about people who do things who've made money and what they spend their money on, right? And so they'd seen me on some other show, or it might have been on MTV or whatever, and they knew that I had this Spider-Man collection. So the setup was that I was on Rodeo Drive, and I had my Amazing Fantasy 15 in like near mint condition, And so she came up to my car and she's like, "Oh, who are you?" "Oh, I'm Tommy Tellerico. And what do you do for a living? Why are you driving this car? And why is it yellow?" I'm like, "Well, because it matches your hair." And so we had this whole bit, and then she says, and she gave me one of these. What kind of person drives a yellow Ferrari? It was really great. She was fantastic. And then I showed her what's that in your hand? "Oh, this is a comic book. How much is this worth?" So it was this whole fun thing. But she was such a funny, one of the best people I've met in the entertainment industry as far as like being real and being, I don't know. You knew her more than me, Chuck, but
yeah, but it appeals to people of all ages. I think this game.
Oh honestly. Yeah, Joan Rivers was a legend. She really was.
And I'll tell you, Chuck, the thing that brought me on to the Intellivision Amico was I have daughters as well. I actually have 3 daughters. My youngest is 5. And my middle one she's 9. So we like to sit down. Sometimes we'll play video games. I have limited time, but we try and do it as much as we can. And there's been times where we're on PlayStation and we're looking in the store and we just can't find anything that's 4 players, and or one daughter has to play and I can play, and then they have to take turns. But with the Amico, everything is so ready to go for families and multiplayer, built in. I can go on the store when I get an Amico, and me and my 2 youngest daughters, can sit down and just find a game, and we can all have a controller and we'll be good to go, and we can play for 20-30 minutes before bedtime, and we make it like just a game night out of it, maybe once or twice, and it becomes something that we do and we can enjoy together. Because and we've all heard Tommy say it, how many times is it, like my 15-year-old right now, she's in the back, she's got her headset and she's playing Xbox with her friends. How many times is that happening, and I'm upstairs on my phone trying to do work, and my wife's doing her thing, and it's like we're in the same house but we're not really together. We're all in electronics, but with the Amico we can be on electronics, we can be having fun, and we can be all together. So you hit the nail on the head, and I think you coming into Intellivision and being able to relay that message and be an ambassador to celebrities and people who have a huge following, I think it's going to take Intellivision just to the next level, in my opinion.
I think this will really appeal to athletes as well.
Yeah, time. Most adults with kids don't have hours and hours a day to sit down and play a game. We just want to have fun for 20-30 minutes, maybe an hour at a time.
Hey Chuck, I do got a question for you. If you could have any game made for the Amico, what would it be?
Good question.
That is good.
Like a classic game.
Whatever
Any
you
game.
want.
No, I'm an arcade guy. I love Donkey Kong.
There you go.
I don't know if we can get the license.
That'll never happen. We'll get you your hockey game.
I love the hockey game. Yeah.
Did you just call it Kong like they did with the Godzilla versus Kong movie?
Yeah.
There you go. You're like a barrel jumping guy. You get the King Kong license
version.
So you just have Kong.
No, it could be as simple as a home run derby type game with MLB. That could be a lot of fun as well.
Yeah, totally.
But I'm an arcade guy. I love Space Invaders. Asteroids was a big one. Galaga is actually, that would be the one.
We got Asteroids. We got Asteroids.
Yeah. I love, but Galaga. There's so many versions of Galaga that you can get away with. I just love that game.
Here's a good question by
another...
CT. Are you and your team looking for celebrity endorsements to do Amico commercials?
Oh yeah, for sure.
That's a great question.
So that kind of leads into kind of the question I had. If you could get this in front of one celebrity or personality that you think have the most positive influence for this system, who would it be and why?
Ooh.
Well, I go back to Steph Curry. He's just like a dream when it comes to a brand, that he's family friendly. He's one of the biggest stars in sports. And, he's just a nice guy as well. Trying to think of who else, even rock stars have kids, like Pete Wentz from Fall Out Boy has a young family as well. Dave Grohl has a young family as well. I think we can hit a lot of those people.
The Rock?
The Rock would be great. The Rock would be great, but I'm sure The Rock would want to own the company to get involved.
That's right. Deservedly so.
Yeah.
Do you know what The Rock is buying out?
Yeah, exactly.
Find the world, baby. He's coming.
I don't know.
Yeah,
he was.
but,
he came out on stage with. Well, he came out on stage with Bill Gates.
Yeah, but that was Bill Gates.
Bill Gates has a few bucks.
And that was before The Rock, was the superstar he is now. He was a wrestler back then, Now
he's bought how many companies now? Didn't he buy XFL or something like that recently?
That was his recent one.
So Chuck, Alex Snell in the comments was asking that, Tommy has a vision board. Do you have a vision board? And is there anything that you could share with us? One or two things?
In television, I don't have a vision board for yet, but maybe I'll start one. I put little things on my bathroom mirror. Right now, there is a $5 pound with a picture of Winston Churchill on it.
Wow.
And there's a check for $10 million I wrote to myself, which I want to cash one day.
There you go.
Nice.
So that's what I got. So I'll start my Intellivision
I was
vision
going to
board
say
as
that's
well.
you'll get that'll happen probably in about 3 to 4 years from now with Intellivision. There you go. You'll be cashing that
Sounds
check.
good. There you go.
So here's another weird question that you may or may it may be a little too involved. And I know if Ray is still, she'll probably like this. Kind of what's your process when you start in with like a new company and you want to kind of get your kind of want to hit the ground and you kind of want to get running? How do you normally, what's your methodology on like how you like conceptualize getting started, contact, and that kind of thing?
You're talking about people that I want to bring in, or me,
or just
being
in
with the
general,
company
like
itself?
how you want to start getting things moving in a new position when you start. Is there a particular methodology, or is it?
Yeah,
different?
I mean, I usually dive in 24/7. If I commit to something, it's usually big. So, I mean, I envision myself, maybe driving down to Irvine twice a week, or maybe 3 times a week or 4 times a week, and spending some time with the guys and getting to know the staff and getting to know the creators and developers and the marketing people. With me, it's about diving in and getting to know people and getting to know how every department ticks and what they do. I don't like to stay in a box. I like to I can cross-pollinate's the right word. Share what I know with other people.
Yeah.
First person you have to shake hands with is John Alvarado.
I knew that was coming.
You got to lock
He
eyes.
did. He
You got to
met John.
shake hands and say, "This is for Mike." And
Chuck,
shake hands firmly.
Go ahead.
Chuck, do you remember what you said to John? John was the one, the programmer where we played, and you said, "Hey,
every time I grow my, I haven't seen my chin in about 20 years, but every time I grow it a little long, my wife goes, 'You need to cut that.'" And John had this long goatee with a handlebar mustache, and I said, "Man, I'm going to rock that one day."
There you go.
When you cash that $10 million check, she's not going to mind, Chuck. You know, you
And
cash that
he was
check,
the guy who opened
mind.
he was the guy who opened the door when I rang the bell too. So he was my first contact.
Yeah. The somebody asked, who did Ryan asked whose office is bigger. I actually have, I think, the smallest office in the entire place, but it's set up probably the nicest because I've been, I worked on it on the weekends, but
tons of cool stuff in your office.
I think Nick, the money man, he's got the biggest.
Still.
Tommy's office looks like the ultimate man cave.
Let's be honest.
It really does. You're totally right. It does.
The whole company is Tommy's office. He's like, here's all these paintings I want to put up. Here's this Boba Fett thing. Here's this thing. He just wanted to clear out all
I've
this
got Han
stuff.
Solo and Carbonite over here. I've got my Tron cycle here.
Yeah.
Hold on. To be clear, it wasn't me. It was Shannon, my wife, saying, "Now that you have
Get this stuff out of the house."
Smart woman. That opportunity.
And you take
Smart
that
lady.
yellow Ferrari with you.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen Tommy's office. I've never seen him in the office. He's always out walking around the rest of the whole place. I've never seen him in his own room. He's always outside of it. So I think it's safe to say he decorated it and made it a man cave, but he's never in it. So
there you go. Hey, there's OEB Pete.
OEB Pete in the house. That's as dirty as he'll ever get.
Peter's in the house. Infinite's in the house.
Chuck, OEB Pete is a great friend of Intellivision, and he does. He's been doing weekly shows. Well, he covers Intellivision 2 or 3 times a week at least. So he's a great friend of the show. So we'll have to get you watching some OEB Pete at some point.
Cool.
A lot of us learned about the Amico by listening to OEB Pete's first videos of it. You know?
Yeah.
Oh.
Cool.
Very cool. Very cool. Like I can't wait to dive in, guys. I hope not. I promise not to disappoint you. Only raise the bar.
All right.
There you go.
Does anybody before we let Chuck go? Does anybody have any last questions they want to ask him?
By the way, I apologize. My room is so dark. My wife has been texting me, but there's no lights. But next time.
No.
Thank you. Amico After Dark, so
that's perfect.
I think at this point, we're all just kind of excited you're here. We're excited to see what you're going to do for the company.
Yeah,
sounds
it's cool.
like you're a
And
great
thank you
fit,
both.
and it's going to work out fantastic.
Yeah, and thank you both for sort of going over what the goal is here, because I think it's important to know, what does this do for Intellivision, and you guys, let me put it this way, you satisfied my my question about the significance, and so I'm looking forward to seeing what you can do, and the synergy between you and Tommy.
Yeah. I did have one question about the Harlem Globetrotters game. We were talking about team customizations or whatever, or having other teams. Right. Are you just going to have the two teams, or are you going to have other teams that you custom create for the game?
Yeah, it's a great question. No, it's only two teams, and I'll tell you why. Because you don't want to be dunking on the Harlem Globetrotters, so you're going to be playing. You know what I mean? Like you're going to be.
We can't be the Washington.
That's exactly what I want to do.
Right, that's what we want to do, Tommy. What do you mean?
Yeah,
I want to pick the other team.
We can't be the Washington Generals.
No, you can't.
I want to make them win 2 games.
You could do that. You could get that. But I'm just saying, does anyone really want to pick other teams that you make up? It's either going to be the Generals or the Globetrotters. Yeah, just those two. Okay. And the refs. Just saying.
And Scrappy Doo will be making an appearance as well.
That's right.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about.
We couldn't spray the money for Scooby, so we're stuck with
Use the ball.
I'll tell you one of the cool things we're doing, because again, we're always thinking outside the box for game design. So think of like NBA Jam meets like comedy, the Three Stooges, right? And a really simple, really funny, great animations and stuff like that. But we're going to have these interludes as well, right? Because it's not just when you go see the Harlem Globetrotters. And by the way, this needs to be said. The Harlem Globetrotters started in 1926. They're 95 years old. So when you talk about a great family license, I mean, and again, this kind of partnership and them, promoting what we're doing, us promoting what they're doing. And they're also a very community-based organization as well. So when they go into a town, they do a lot of good for the community. We want to be a part of that as well, too. But to give you an idea of a cool game design thing, and this game is probably going to be coming out like Christmas of 2022. So we're about a year and a half away. But one of the things that I put in the game design document as kind of these interludes is, one of the things with the Harlem Globetrotters is, spinning the ball, right? So we wanted to do this thing where you have to actually balance the controller.
Oh, good idea.
It can tell because your finger is on the thing, but you're gonna have to balance it like this for a certain amount of time to try to get some points and it's gonna see the the kind of the ball spinning as you're
Oh, that's cool.
So it sounds like
really cool.
You got to incorporate the confetti. You got to do a confetti mini.
Oh, we've already worked that out. The bucket of confetti, but then you have the bucket of water as well towards the end, right? But wouldn't this be something? What if it does an interlude and then somebody else who's playing becomes the ref? And all of the other people, they have buckets and they're trying to throw it at the ref, but the ref is running around trying to avoid the confetti. So, these are the types of things that you'd never see in a sports game that you could do in Harlem Globetrotters. And it's
almost has like from the way you're describing, almost like a Mario Party type vibe to it, like a feel to where you can sort of, it's not just basketball, right? It's not just, we're going to pick up and play basketball and then get bored and then that's it. There's so much more in it. Tommy, I have no doubt in my mind from what you've shown us, which is basic stuff like Astro Smash and how you were able to turn that, and Breakout. What you guys have done with Breakout's like amazing. So from just seeing that, I have no doubt in my mind that you guys are going to get super creative, and this will be a lot of fun.
And the other important thing that I haven't told anyone yet is the Harlem Globetrotters, the players who I've been on, Skype calls with, Zoom calls, they absolutely want to be involved with creating this game. So it's not just, oh, here's a license, slap it on. The main players, and I've spoken to, I think, 4 or 5 of them at this point, and they're the main people of the Globetrotters now. And their thing was like, they had so many great ideas, and we're like, hey, we really have to get the refs involved because that's a big part of what we do. And the other great thing about the kind of the modern Globetrotters is they have a lot of women represented as well, women players now too. So that'll be cool. You'll be able to play a female Harlem Globetrotter if you'd like. So that's I think all this kind of stuff really cool. Really makes sense.
I think it's just brilliant. Have them work on the games, put those touches in it. I mean, Chuck's talking about like Steph Curry or someone that just loves the family aspect of it. Everywhere the Harlem Globetrotters go, they pack a civic center, but they go to local schools. I could see them bringing in Amico, playing with a bunch of kids, just loving to tell these kids, like, oh, you do this trick, and like I put that in there or something. They're just going to be bragging and just having such an amount of fun with this. It's just a great ambassador.
Lance was asking a question if you're going to have the classic players from the Globetrotters in the game.
Yeah, so we've talked about that because we would have to go to their families, right? So the Harlem Globetrotters don't own Curly, they don't own Metal-Arc Lemon. Those are individual people. So there's a meeting that me and Chuck would have. We'd call up Curly's family or Metal-Arc's family and see if there's a way to get them involved and stuff like that. But that would be a separate kind of a separate deal because they're not owned by the Globetrotters. They played for them, but they're not.
Sorry about interrupting.
Yeah, no worries. So cool. Well, guys, I'm gonna take off. I'll let you guys continue.
Yeah, you know what? Thank you, Tommy. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
We're at the 2-hour mark.
I've been wanting to talk to you sometime.
I'm actually going to end the stream anyways. Okay. Like the 2-hour mark. I said I was trying to keep it under 2 hours, so I'm going to keep that. But yes, Chuck, we're super excited. Tommy, thank you so much for coming on and you guys coming on here and just talking about.
Thank you very much,
Chuck. It's been a pleasure meeting you, Chuck.
Yes,
it's been an absolute pleasure meeting you, Chuck.
We're all
great to see you.
To the family,
Thanks, guys. Yeah, welcome to the Intellivision family, right?
We're bringing people together. Yes, thank you, everyone in the chat. Thank you guys so much. We'll be back next Wednesday at 9. Until then, do you even Amico, bro? Chuck, do you even Amico, bro? Chuck Amicos, right? So, all right, guys. We'll see you.
All right.
We'll see you guys next week.
Good night, everybody.
Play on, gamers.
Good night.